The One Kenya Alliance leaders, they were out this weekend on the campaign trail hunting for votes, but who? For who? Today, I want us to have a discussion in the comments. Who is the best presidential candidate to lead the One Kenya Alliance? Is it Musalia Mudavadi? Is it Kalonzo Musyoka? Is it Gideon Moi? Is it Moses Wetangula? They're all in one coalition. They speak about the death of NASA, but who is going to be their presidential candidate? Also, we talk about everything else that you need to know in the news today and trending topics. Welcome to Speedfeed. Mr. Kimani Mbogwa is my name. Thank you so much for joining the live stream today. You know what to do. Give me your comments on our topic for today. Who is One Kenya Alliance's best suited candidate to run for the presidency next year? Yeah, we have Musalia Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka, Gideon Moi, and Moses Wetangula. Who among those people do you think should just, at this particular point, take the lead and, be their presidential candidate to face? Now, we already know DP Ruto is running. Raila Odinga has said everything, but he's running. And then we have One Kenya Alliance. So let's focus on them today because I'll tell you what they were doing over the weekend. But meantime, share the stream with your friends if you're watching on Facebook so your friends can see it as well. Yeah, don't see a good show and keep it to yourself. Yeah, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube so you always know when we're going live. When you go live, you get a notification and you come over here. We talk about the day's news. So let's get into the feed and talk about the political activities of the weekend. Both One Kenya Alliance and UDA teams were in Central over the weekend to drum up support for their sides. DP Ruto and UDA were in Ruriwa in Nyandarua. You can see him over there with, the UDA brigade. They went for the homecoming of the new MCA for Ruriwa. And Musalia Mudavadi was also in Nyandarua. He met the governor. You can see him there. I'll tell you what he said in a minute. But also Gideon Moi was in Nyeri with Kanini Kega. You can see them there. And also Nyeri governor. They were all drumming up support for themselves. So words were exchanged over the weekend. Musalia Mudavadi made fun of DP Ruto and UDA's bottom-up economics. He said it sounds like a drinking game. DP Ruto caught wind of that and said, my friends, hii ni mambo serious. We're not talking about drinking games. We're talking about serious, a serious economic plan to empower the people, yeah, from the ground up to the top. And Gideon Moi, on his part, he was with Kanini Kega. And one of the things that came out in that meeting was that Mount Kenya is not represented in One Kenya Alliance. And so Kanini Kega took that opportunity to ask, why haven't you guys invited someone from Mount Kenya in One Kenya Alliance? And so that brings us to our topic for today. Who do you think should be One Kenya Alliance's candidate, presidential candidate, between Musalia Mudavadi, Gideon Moi, and Kalonzo Musyoka? Tell you about an MP from Ukambani who spoke about Kalonzo's possibility to go back to work with Raila. Talk about that. But in the meantime, let's talk about One Kenya Alliance. Who is best suited to be their presidential candidate? Yeah. Let me get your comments as we are live right now. Yes. Here we go. I can see your comments. A lot of you are here. Nataka kusikia mnasema nini. Yeah, it's a discussion that we need to have because who is going to be their presidential candidate? It's one thing to form an alliance, but it's also another thing to know who is going to be leading that alliance. So is it Musalia Mudavadi? Is it Kalonzo? Or is it Moses Wetangula? And here I am. Yeah, thank you so much for your comments. I see a lot of you have a lot to say about this. Wambua Nzomo, you're saying R. R means who in in One Kenya Alliance? Chris Ngari, you're saying we had cowards of county. Is that the country song? Coward of the county? None of them. We need new people. We are tired of being scammed. That's Moshizi Ruth. That's what you're saying. Kamaso, you're saying you want to be the presidential candidate for One Kenya Alliance. Muhoro Steve is saying all of them. Yeah, so that forms our topic of discussion for today in politics. So, who is best suited to lead the One Kenya Alliance at the top? Musalia Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka, Moses Wetangula, or Gideon Moi? And they were in Central over the weekend. Joey Musalia was in Nyandarua, drumming up support for One Kenya. Gideon Moi was in Nyeri. They're drumming up support for themselves, but they're yet to tell us who we voting for, who Kenya's going to vote for on the One Kenya side. Deep Ruto on the other side. The discussion on that side is who is going to be his running mate. That's another discussion, but I think we can talk about that tomorrow. But today, let's talk about One Kenya Alliance. Meanwhile, still in politics today, Gatondo South Member of Parliament, Moses Kuria, he shared a video of some officers of who, what most people presume is his new party. These are the pictures he shared on his Facebook. He seemed to have fallen out with PEP official and seems to have settled for Chama cha Kazi as his party of choice ahead of the 2022 general elections. Remember, in Juja, he supported the PEP candidate, and now reports are that he has fallen out with the People's Empowerment Party, and it's not clear why Kuria abandoned the People's Empowerment Party, but at this particular point, he's sharing pictures of that party. Can you see that again, Felix? Yes, it's called, it's just going to come, the slide. Yes, Chama cha Kazi, Murang'a County Branch. Kazi na Pesa. Yes? So we know how to appeal to Kikuyus, my friend. Kazi na Pesa na Kazi. Mukuchu. Yeah, that's Moses Kuria. Now, let's talk about somebody else who has given their political opinions. Wavinya Ndeti. She was speaking at a burial ceremony in Machakos County, and she challenged the Mount Kenya region to style up in their political planning. She noted that, Mount Kenya is divided, and if they continue with that division, they will be on a downward spiral when it comes to clinching the presidency. In fact, this is what she said. I can find this quote here. She said, you have had the presidency seat for many years. Now you have the seat, but you're not respecting it. What do you want? If you keep joking, you will stay 100 years out of government. That is Wavinya Ndeti. She's a transport CAS, by the way. Yeah. Those were her, thoughts on the current division in Mount Kenya. So, are we almost done with politics? Yeah, no. We're gonna be done after the very funny story, System Hitch. Wait for that one. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about it. But that's Wavinya Ndeti. Says Mount Kenya Mkicheza, you will stay out of the presidency for 100 years because of the kind of division that is being experienced in the mountain right now. There was a meeting over the weekend, but nothing very serious came out of it. William Oweru, Brittany Bowen, Papa Lipso, you're just joining us right now. Dixon Kiprono is saying Walker Party. Joseph Mbwaga, you're saying Masharia Ma DVD. Masharia Ma DVD was in Nyandarua. Jackson Mutuku, you're saying Central, we joined One Kenya Alliance. Joseph Mbwaga, you're saying Ma DVD, of course. Jackson Mutuku, you're saying Kalonzo 5 years, Mudavadi 5 years. Yeah, that's all. Okay, yeah, you seem like taking people, eh? Yeah, you're Yako Kumi, ama Yako Tano. But Jackson, you're saying Kalonzo 5 years, Mudavadi 5 years. Otieno Austin, you're saying Olelenku. Is Olelenku in the One Kenya Alliance? Let's be serious. Collins, when do I see you here? Where is Alfred Mutua? Alfred Mutua, I haven't seen your comment. Yeah, you're always a big fan. Top fan. One of our top fans here. Yeah. Someone is saying, Atanas Mutua, you're saying, they're all weak without Rao. That's what you're saying. Yeah. And speaking of Rao, Mr. Mutua, Machakos Town Member of Parliament. If you come from Machakos, you're MP. Do you know who is the MP for Machakos Town? His name is Victor Munyaka. Yeah. He claimed that Kalonzo Musyoka was being forced into an alliance with his ODM counterpart, Raila Odinga. And Mr. Munyaka pointed fingers at President Uhuru. He accused Uhuru of trying to hoodwink Kalonzo into working with Raila ahead of the 2022 general elections. And Munyaka said that he and other leaders from the Kamba community will not support Kalonzo if Kalonzo goes into another coalition agreement with Raila Odinga. That's the MP for Machakos Town in politics. Yeah. So that's pretty much it in politics today. Meanwhile, that's just that. Keep giving your comments on who you think should be the leader of One Kenya Alliance as a presidential candidate. You've heard what Munyaka said about Kalonzo Musyoka. Do you think Kalonzo Musyoka should be the presidential candidate for the One Kenya Alliance? Let me know in the comments below. Just right now, what's happening? Another update. Mathira MP Rigathi Gachagua, he's been released on a 12 million bail or 25 million bond after he pleaded not guilty to 6 counts of 7.4 billion shillings corruption. He was arrested on Friday. There was a whole debacle, but now today he's been released on a 12 million shillings cash bail or 25 million shillings bond. That's the latest on that. Meanwhile, let's go to other stories. This one is funny. So a system malfunction at one of the local banks, yeah, caused the county government of Homa Bay. This is what happened. So a system glitch at the banks caused the county government of Homa Bay employees to receive up to 3 times their salaries of the month of June. Yeah, imagine you're just going about your day and you get 3 times your salary from the bank. And the county staff termed the technical hitch as a blessing. That is those who receive more money because their salaries have been delayed for a while. Yeah. However, that technical hitch was also a curse for some employees because some of them did not receive anything. So it gave 3 times the salary to other people and other people got nothing at all. And the County Human Resource Management Director, Omondi Auma, said that the technical hitch was from the bank, not from their side. And he also noted that about 3,000 staff did not receive any pay. So what would you do if you got this money? If you went to the bank at the end of the month and got 3 times your salary, will you return the money? Swala nyeti. Patrice Senior, you're saying Mudavadi deputized by Moi so that Ruto can smash them ruthlessly. Saying Mudavadi for president, Gideon Moi for deputy president. Yes, Jackson Mutuku, you're asking how many billions that Gachagua is being accused of embezzling? 7 billion. 7 billion shillings. They say he used about 42 companies registered under his name to get that money. Jared Nyakeriga Omweno, you're saying let's discuss about tea farmers, coffee, and maize farmers, not this stupidity shenanigans. Worshipping mediocrity. Thugs, blaribure kabisa. Strong views about us discussing politics today. Says let's keep the conversation about coffee farmers. But somebody has to be president though, right? Somebody has to be. Jackson Mutuku. Yes, I just told you 7 billion is what Gachagua is being accused of embezzling. Kenneth Gamble, you're saying you have no idea, but you love Kenya. You don't know who should take over One Kenya Alliance as a presidential candidate, but you love Kenya anyway. Patrice Senior, he's saying Mudavadi deputized by Gideon Moi. Kaspa Andai, you're saying Mudavadi. Just saying Mudavadi. Athanas, ulikuwa nasema they are all weak without Rayo. Oh, sorry, Rao. Jackson Mutuku Nambia Jared, the tea discussion will come. Jim Jeru, you're saying Mudavadi for president, a deputy from Coast. Interesting pairing. I see that, right? Yeah. Let's talk about other stories today. Chief Justice Martha Koome wants a case seeking to compel President Uhuru to appoint 6 judges to be thrown out. You know, remember when the president dismissed or he failed to appoint 6 judges out of the 41 that had been recommended? There's a case in court against the president, and the CJ now wants that case to be thrown out. This appears to be a diplomatic approach by the Chief Justice, who argues that the case filed by Katiba Institute is bad in law and fatally defective and an abuse of the process of court. That's what the CJ says. And the Judicial Service Commission also took a similar stance in line with the justice, to have the matter dismissed. They don't want the president to be sued, to be compelled to appoint the 6 judges that he left out. Interesting. Meanwhile, there's an interesting case here of former Kenya Air Force officers who have ganged up against the state. They've combined to sue the state, seeking compensation amounting to 298 million shillings. And this is according to a report by Daily Nation that indicated that 39 former military officers had filed a petition in Parliament seeking the intervention of the MPs to ensure they receive their compensation. And the retired officers argued they're yet to be compensated years after the Court of Appeal awarded them 170 million shillings, and they further argue that the amount has now accumulated to 298 million shillings. What did these people do? They say that they were unfairly targeted after being accused of taking part in the 1982 coup attempt against President Moi. Kids, do you remember? Do you know? Have you read in the history books? In 1982, there was an attempted coup against former President Daniel Arap Moi, and some of the Kenya Air Force soldiers who were serving at that time, they have sued the government. Now they sued the government. They got awarded 170 million shillings, but they've never received that money. So they're seeking the help of the MPs to help them get their compensation. They say the process has been long and tedious. Yeah. Levis Luyali, you're just joining us now. Lawrence Mudai, you're just joining us now. Waseth, unasema, when they formed it, they must have known who their flag bearer should be. It's very interesting here. Because when they formed the One Kenya Alliance, they should have known who the presidential candidate should be. Right now, they say they have formed a special committee that is going to discuss and give us the presidential candidate. But who is going to be, in your opinion? Who do you think should be? Yeah, asking Samuel Ndongo Nasamba, only God knows. I love it. Saying God knows. Jim has a very interesting suggestion. Mudavadi for president and a deputy from the coast. Who's it gonna be? Joho? Kingi? Yeah, who's it gonna be? The coast. She's a whole totally different ball game over there. Yeah. Let's talk about this next story. If you have ever been on the wrong side of Kanjo, then you know a thing or two about this. But now it's the NMS Kanjo. You've noticed in Nairobi, there are different Kanjos right now. They are the NMS ones. The ones they wear blue. It's called navy blue. They wear navy blue, and berets is NMS. So Mohammed Badi has been put on the spot because of these rogue Kanjos due to their brutality in the recent past. And this issue was raised by traders and Nairobi Deputy Majority Whip Waithera Shege, who condemned the recent actions which were allegedly carried out by the Kanjos. This is because of the story of a hawker that allegedly failed to pay 100 shillings bribe, and all his teeth were removed. Yes. So they've raised a complaint. They say General Badi should take care of his team. Yeah. And it's worrying. If you saw that story of a guy who got all his teeth removed, in fact, there were pictures of the guy. Do you have a picture? We don't have it, but it's on the internet, of a guy who got all his teeth removed, allegedly by Kanjo for failing to give a bribe. He was a hawker, and now one MCA and traders, the Association of Traders, they have called on Mohammed Badi to do something about it. Yeah, the last two stories, we're not going to talk about them. Although the last one you can get it on Kenyan Society. Let's go to the last one. Let's skip that story. So yeah, the last one you can get it on Kenyans.co.ke. Meanwhile, let's take this moment to get to see what is on Kenyans.co.ke. Some of the latest stories that you can find right now on the website. Our top story right now is how Ruto's ICC case will change after Gicheru's complication. More details on that if you want to know. There's new intrigues on Ruto's ICC case with the lawyer Paul Gicheru being involved. Inside Uhuru's 3-day London visit, he just landed in the UK for a 3-day visit. And for the love of trouble, Kenya's lucrative world of fake social media accounts. Ooh, interesting. Catfish. Get on Twitter and you see some accounts. Be very careful. A lot of catfishing. That's going on. It's a lucrative business. Learn how it's done. Also, the story about DCI links cops to murder of Kevin Omwenga's brother. The story is available. I don't like Ruto, but he will beat Raila. Kalonzo's deputy, Farah Maalim, has emphasized his dislike for DP Ruto and declared his presidential triumph. Dubai royal family counting losses in botched multi-billion Nairobi deal. Interesting intrigues over there. Also, if you saw the video of police officers allegedly taking bribes, the National Police Service has taken action to punish them. And also today, in politics, is a story we left out, that the magic bullet in BBI to solve Kenya's problems. That's according to Nakuru Governor Lee Kinyanjui. Those are some of the stories we can find right now on Kenyans.co.ke. Who is Twitter talking about right now? Let's see who is biggest trend right now. Rigathi Gachagua is trending because of his case. He's been released. Cash bail there, 12 million, or a bond of 25 million. These are the conditions for his release. He's facing 6 counts of corruption charges where he's accused of siphoning 7 billion shillings from the government. Also, Millicent Omanga is trending. There could be 2 reasons why she's trending. Somebody tweeted Millicent Omanga's bio from Kenjan's annual report. So it says Miss Millicent Nyaboke Omanga, born in 1982, holds a bachelor's degree in commerce and an ongoing executive MBA at Strathmore University. She is presently the founder and managing director of Millways Enterprises, a business which deals in construction, interior decor, and import of furniture and electrical appliances. Miss Omanga is a youth leader at Rimpa SDA Church. Yeah, that has gone viral, and that's why Millicent Omanga is trending. Also, yesterday there were reports that she had been arrested and she was at Kilelesho police station for breaking curfew, but she said she was not arrested. Alisema kuna kitu kama hiyo. So that's why Millicent Omanga is trending right now. Also, this one has disturbed me, and I've been sharing it with everybody. It just came from Instagram, sharing it with people on Instagram. It's about, yes, it's a very, 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 very super weird, very weird TikTok account. So I want you to go to your Google and search for Javier 2027, Javier 2027. He's blowing up right now on TikTok, and he claims that he woke up in the year 2027 at a hospital with no memory of his previous life. He woke up in Valencia, Spain, in an alternative universe, and he is alone. And sounds like a story you can easily dismiss, sounds made up, but when you look at his TikTok, he's posting some very, very, very creepy videos of an alternative universe alone. I'm telling you, things you discover when you're on TikTok. These are only stories you can see on TikTok. Yeah. So now I have shared it with you, shared it with everybody all morning. It's all I've been talking about all morning. Yep. Anyway, that's it for today's speed feed. That's all you need to know. Let me see some of your comments before we close the conversation today. We were asking today, Swala Nyeti, who should be One Kenya Alliance's presidential candidate nani anafaa kuwa frontrunner. Shish Caleb unasema Ruto is just being seen as a frontrunner because he's alone in the field. He can score in any side at the moment, but he will be neutralized to 0 when the other teams will be on the ground. That's Caleb. George Mondi is saying we will vote to elect people who will do something to fix the problems we face. Gerard Quality unasema Kimani, wewe hujui au makanjo hata huwa wanafinya nini? Wewe mimi nishawahi finywa huko kwa fire station. We. Gerard unasema hapo hakuna president, wacha. Hakuna General unasema hapo hakuna president, anasema tu hapo kama wako na kitu. Waseth unasema it said earlier that when they formed the One Kenya Alliance, they knew in their minds who the flag bearer should be. So wao wanafaa watuambie. Jamal Hadman, Akil Vimal, Jackson Mutuko, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for your comments. So today, that is the discussion we were having as we get informed about other news stories that you need to know. Mike Sum Kasana unasema those who formed it know. Mimi sikuwa huko. Yeah. It's not me. But they haven't told us, although they're already on the campaign trail, campaigning for One Kenya Alliance. But who is their presidential candidate? Swali kubwa ndio tulikuwa tunauliza leo. Asanteni sana for tuning into Speedfeed. It's been 26 minutes of getting informed on everything that's happening in the country. My name is Kimani Mbogwa. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow here in Speedfeed. Always remember, 2 to 3 p.m. we'll always be live here with a summary of all the news that you need to know. Kwaherini, tuonane kesho.